What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for 90 Day Fiancé, Season 6, Episode 6. I'm happily ever after. So, I'm behind. I'm going to get caught up. But let's go ahead and get into it. Natalie and Mike. So, Natalie and Mike, they get up and they're on their way to go get firewood for the winter. You know, Mike's mom has a wood burning stove. And so, you know, they're loading up the firewood. And, of course, poor Natalie, she proud of herself because she helped load the firewood, and they silently are looking at her like, child, she can't keep up. Now, when they get done loading the firewood, while they were getting ready to go, Mike's mom is talking to Mike about Natalie working and why doesn't she want to be an interpreter and why doesn't she want to do this and do that? And Mike is like, listen, I don't know. And she was like, well, she could be doing a lot more. He was like, well, I mean, you know, it's COVID, you know, it's a lot going on, but yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And he's not really trying to throw Natalie under the bus, but you do get the impression that Mike probably feel like Natalie could be doing more too. And you can tell that Mike has been complaining to his mom about certain things because his mother has an insight on stuff that she would only have an insight on unless Mike told her. Because like later on, she's complaining about Natalie not cooking and cleaning and keeping the house clean. Well, there's no way you would know that unless Mike told you that she ain't cooking and cleaning. Like, you only came to visit them that one time. Like, there's no other way you would know that. So, Mike, you're part of the problem in this. Because what you can't do is bring people in to your home, and then when they have an opinion, you can't be mad if they end up with an opinion. Anyway. So, after they get done loading up the wood, conveniently, Mike has to go to the bathroom. Oh, hold on, let me turn this down. Conveniently, Mike has to go to the bathroom. And, again, she brings up to Natalie, well, why don't you want to be an interpreter? I think that would be a really good thing for you to do. I mean, I know you want to go to Hollywood and everything, but until, you know, COVID is over, that would be a good way for you to make money. And Natalie was like, hold up. I never said nothing about going to Hollywood. I said I wanted to work in TV because that's what I did in the Ukraine. I ain't never say nothing about wanting to go to Hollywood. Okay, I could work for a local radio station, TV station right here. Okay, and she was like, "Well, I'm just saying. I just feel like you could be doing more, and I just don't understand why you don't want to do more to help with Mike. And you know, I don't know. I'm wondering, you know, why you know, what your intentions were in coming over here." And baby, let me tell you something. Natalie gave Mike's mama the drop Mike moment. Natalie was like, "Well, I didn't come over here for money because if I came over here for money, I wouldn't have married Mike." But she ain't lying. So, let me say this. I'm torn on this because Natalie irritates me. But I'm with Natalie on this one. Like, at the end of the day, you're being one of those mother-in-laws. You are butting in. You are asserting your opinion when nobody asked for it. You are talking to me about stuff that's not your business. Like, ain't nobody asked you to tell me anything. What goes on between me and Mike is between me and Mike. Now, like I said, Mike was wrong for putting his mother in the middle of it. But at the end of the day, this don't have nothing to do with you, mama. I know you wanted to have something to do with you, but it doesn't. It has nothing to do with you, mama. So later on in the episode, they're out shopping for Thanksgiving, and they end up going to the butcher shop. Now listen, y'all know Natalie is vegan. Natalie don't eat no meat. She don't want nothing to do with no meat. She don't want to be around no meat. She don't want to look at no meat. She don't want to smell no meat. And a lot of people who are vegan or vegetarian, whatever, they get like that, right? You haven't been eating meat for a long time. You kind of get to that point where you don't want to smell it and see the blood and all that good stuff. They take her to a damn butcher shop. Now listen, Mike, mama, you playing games. Like, you knew good and damn well what you was doing when you did it. You knew you was out of order. So, of course, Natalie gets upset and she leaves up out of there because she was like, I don't want to be around this. I don't want to be around this. And she gets upset and Mike asks, talking about something, oh, well, I'm not going to chase after her. Oh, well. Mike, you wrong. Anyway, your mother is playing those gaslighting games, and you are complicit. You are complicit in it. And like I said, Natalie ain't my favorite person in the world, and I know where they are in their current relationship right now. But at the end of the day, in this situation, I'm sorry, I'm with Natalie on this. Okay. Next up, Tiffany and her husband down into the South Africa. Well, we finally get the paperwork back from him, right? We finally get his paperwork back. His visa has been approved. So now she needs to get a sponsor. Now she needs to find a sponsor for him. Well, her dad, she's going to get her dad to do it. You know, she's going to ask her dad to do it. Now, her dad have a relationship where when she was younger, when her parents separated or got divorced, dad went off to live his own life, you know, kind of left her and the mom alone. He wasn't really in her life. A few years ago, he came back around and, you know, she gave him a second chance. Now, part of me feels like she's playing on his emotions about the fact that he sort of feels guilty about leaving her when she was a kid, and that's why she's asking him to be the sponsor. But she goes to her mom to talk to her mom about it first because she was like, look, you know, he got a criminal record. You know, I ain't really told y'all all of that. You know, he was young, dumb, did some stupid stuff, but I know that could be a problem. That could preclude him from coming over here, you know. And I want to ask dad to do it, but, you know I need to be honest with him before, you know, so he knows what he signed it up for. Now, her mama told her, listen, I don't think he's going to do it. When he find out what's what and who's who, I don't think he's going to do it. But you do need to tell him. Like, that, you have to be fair. You have to be fair. You have to tell him what the situation is. So she ends up asking her dad, you know, and that's what the cliffhanger was for this episode, is that she's going out to lunch with her dad and she's going to ask her dad about it, right? Now, we have, oh shoot, Lord, what's my girl? Damn. Angela, oh gosh. So Angela, you know, she's recovering from her surgery, and her friend has to go back home. You know, her friend has been there with her, but she has to go back home. You know, listen, everybody ain't independently wealthy. It can just take weeks off, you know, from work. And so Angela has a consultation to go to see about getting her neck done, because of course once she starts losing weight, this is going to fall. She's already older, and so they're going to tighten it up. Let me tell you something. I ain't going to sit here and lie to y'all. I have thought about, you know, doing the sleeve and doing different things. I ain't realized that you all just went into it. Okay, this ain't no joke, okay? Because this will be her third surgery in 3 or 4 days. Like, that's a lot, right? So her friend leaves, and she's really, really upset. Like, she's really, really upset. You know, she's crying. She's like, listen, she's the only one who was there for me, and I'm a miss her, and she's been really helping me. I mean, she's been doing everything for me. I mean, she's helping me get dressed, helping me wash up, you know, and I just don't know what I'm going to do without her. And, you know, we saw her family wouldn't even answer the damn phone when she was calling me for her surgery, so we know she can't rely on them for nothing. So then we see her go to a juice bar, and, you know, she's trying to do good with the juicing, and we see her going to the juice bar and everything, and then she calls Michael, honey, smoking a cigarette, and Michael is like, what the hell? Why are you smoking? Like, you're not supposed to be smoking. The doctor told you not to smoke. And she was like, it's just fun. I'm just trying to calm my nerves, Michael. I'm just trying to calm my nerves, Michael. And he was like, but you can't do that. Like, you can't smoke. It's not right. You know, it's not what you're supposed to be doing. You can't be out here smoking. And she was like, listen, I'm just doing it to calm my nerves. So she ends up going to her consultation with the doctor, and of course they tell her the same thing about her smoking and all that good stuff with the smoking. And then she was like, you know what, I want to call my husband, because, you know, he's really nervous about all of this, and, you know, he thinks it might be too much, too many surgeries in too short a period of time. It might just be too much. And so they end up calling Michael, honey, Michael is just not here for it. He was like, what's she gonna look like? Because I don't want her to look different. Is she gonna look different? What's she gonna look? Because y'all already lied to me about them boobs. What her face gonna look like, okay? So then he asked her, well, how much is all this gonna cost? And she was like, excuse me? But she ends up telling him $25,000. He was like, $25,000? Baby, he got so mad. And listen, she had to pull rank on him. She said, listen, let me explain something to you. I have flown to see you in Africa 2 or 3 times. I paid for the wedding. I have sent you money when you need it. I have helped you get your car fixed, helped probably sent money for the family, and every other thing that needed to happen. But what you not get ready to do is sit here and dictate to me when that's something I want to do for myself. Like, I'm doing this to look good for you and to feel good about myself. And now you basically, I feel like you're going to divorce me because I'm trying to look good for you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I said, ooh. She pulled out the money card on you, Michael. You better go sit down somewhere and be quiet, baby, and enjoy the ride. Child. Okay. Was it Brittany and Andre? Is her name Brittany? Child, I think her name Brittany. Her and her sister are talking. Not the sister the real estate agent sister, but another sister. And she's talking to her, getting her caught up on everything that's going on. And then she's talking to her about needing help. And, she said, listen, when Andre was home, he was a full-time, it's Elizabeth, her name ain't Brittany, it's Elizabeth. He was a full-time dad. And, excuse me, he was a full-time dad. And he didn't have anything else going on. But now that he's working and I have the baby during the day, I'm still working. And there are times when I need help and I'm going to need somebody. And he's really, iffy about getting a nanny and all of that. And I'm trying to get him to understand that that's what we need. Child, her sister gave her the worst advice known to mankind. Her sister told her, he don't have to know. You can hire you a nanny and he don't never have to know. Baby, that is not the answer. That is not the answer. That is not suggested. Because 1, he will find out. And 2, why would you want to keep that type of secret from him? Like, just get him to understand how important it is that you need that support. So now we have Kalani and Aswalu. Now, I know I'm saying his name wrong, but Kalani and her husband, child. So she's going to see a divorce attorney. She said, listen, things are just not getting any better. And I really need to see what's going on. I really need to understand what I can and can't do, where I stand. This is a real tricky situation, him being over here on a visa and all that good stuff. So I really need to see what my rights are. So she ends up having to call her dad because her dad sponsored him. Just like this other chick is trying to get her dad to sponsor her husband, her dad actually sponsored him. And so now they're, talking about divorce, and he's going through, explaining to her what that would entail. And he is telling the dad, like, listen, some things have changed under the Trump administration. Some things have changed. And whereas before, when you sign on a sponsorship, it's only for a certain amount of years. Now, the sponsorship lasts until he either becomes a naturalized citizen or he goes home. Baby, her daddy was like, say what? And she said, well, obviously, when I asked my dad to sign off, I never had the intention of getting a divorce. But it is what it is, And I said, see, once again, I'm not to go political, but once again, that's why y'all had to be paying attention to all the things that they weren't saying. It was a whole lot of stuff that was making headlines, and that was the red herring. Y'all needed to be paying attention to what was going on behind the scenes. All these people that was paying attention to the buffoonery, y'all was paying attention to the laws that they was changing. And so now your daddy then got caught up in some mess where it's something he thought he was signing off on for a couple of years. He is tied to that boy until he either leaves the country or becomes a naturalized citizen. Or y'all stay married for the rest of y'all life. Now, what you could do is stay married with him, let him become a naturalized citizen, and then y'all can divorce him. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. And she said that, man, hopefully when they get divorced, he'll just go home. I said, he ain't going home. That man is not going home. He think he has found the American dream. Did y'all see how excited he was in that first episode and how proud of himself he was that he had a car and he was driving Uber and he was about to buy him a house? No, ma'am. He ain't going home. He ain't going nowhere. No, ma'am. Anyway, Julia and Brandon. Julia is mad at Brandon, and Julia moved back into the other bedroom, child. And Brandon was like, so you just gonna move into the other bedroom? Like, that's what happened. And she was like, well, we ain't talked since the other night. We didn't talk that night. You had to get up this morning, go to work. You've been gone all day. You ain't talk. We ain't talk. So you know what? I'm over here because I feel the way I feel. And she told Brandon, like, listen, I told you I was crazy. I told you I was jealous, and I told you I was crazy. I'm sick of it. I told you this is just who I am. You're just gonna have to deal with it. And Brandon was like, wait, can we calm down a little bit? Can you not be so crazy? Like, I don't want her. She don't want me. It ain't nothing like that. I'm trying to help you meet some people. But, I mean, if it's that big of a problem, like, forget about it. Like, can you come back to bed? Like this is, you doing a lot right now. Like, it ain't all of this. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. And so they end up making up, child. Now, Andre done went down to this property, honey, and he just started tearing this property up. Now, mind you, last week's episode, the brother told Andre, you work for me, and the first thing I need you to do is haul all this trash out of here. So, Andre was swallowing his pride and decided, I'm going to have to just go ahead and do what I got to do because I need this job, because we done talked to the immigration lawyer, and the immigration lawyer done told us that I need to have a job and it look better for my immigration application if I got me a job. So he just swallowed his pride and went down there. And then here come the brother showing up. He's still cussing Andre out. No matter what Andre does, it ain't right. Andre tearing the house up, and he tells him, you, and he calling him an idiot, and you doing this, and you doing that, and I don't know why you did that, and I don't know why you did that. I didn't tell you to do this, and I didn't tell you to do that. Listen, Andre ain't my favorite person in the world, but neither are you, because both of y'all got some shit with y'all, okay? I'm going to need y'all to get on the same page. You're doing too much. You're doing way, way too much. And that's pretty much the episode. We had a conversation between Mike and Natalie, where basically Natalie is telling Mike, listen, I don't really appreciate how your mama's questioning me, and I'm going to need you to have my back. And Mike, of course, that's his mama, and he defended his mama. And let's be clear, his mama is doing his dirty work. Because like I said, his mother wouldn't know the stuff that she knows if Mike ain't tell her. So please don't think that his mama is doing something that Mike ain't okay with. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.